Like I said, I wasn't surprised. I was very surprised by Michael Jordan and what he delivered. Jordan's not a guy you get a ton of microphones in front of. When you do get a microphone in front of him, he oftentimes doesn't say flattering shit. He just doesn't say anything that makes you feel any really that great about him or that great about the people he's talking about. Yeah. That's just Michael Jordan, including, I mean, even his Hall of Fame speech. He's up there roasting fools. You know, it's like, geez, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
I'm sure he got a lot of help with this one, just making sure he said the right thing.
No, stop it. Yeah, this was from the heart, guy.
No, but of course it's from the heart, but I think you got to have help just making sure you don't,
mess anything
veer
up.
off too much.
I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he did a great. If anybody, though, I did kind of, I wanted to see more from Shaq, even though he did say his piece. I just would have liked to, after having him process a little bit, maybe get some stories or something. But I understand why. Let
me play some comments from Michael Jordan. This is him talking about what he learned from Kobe Bryant.
I went and saw Phil Jackson in 1999 or maybe 2000. I don't know when Phil was here in L.A. And I walk in and Kobe's sitting there. And the first thing, I'm in a suit. First thing Kobe said, "Did you bring your shoes?"
I'm in a suit, he said.
No, I wasn't thinking about playing. But his attitude to compete and play against someone he felt like he could enhance and improve his game with. To me, that's what I loved about the kid. Absolutely loved about the kid. No matter where he saw me, it was a challenge. And I admired him because his passion, you rarely see someone who's looking and trying to improve each and every day, not just in sports, but as a parent, as a husband. I am inspired by what he's done and what he shared with Vanessa and what he's shared with his kids. I have a daughter who's 30 who just became a grandparent. And I have two twins. I have twins at 6. I can't wait to get home to become a girl dad and to hug them and to see the love and the smiles that they bring to us as parents. He taught me that just by looking at this tonight, looking at how he responded and reacted with the people that he actually loved. These are the things that we will continue to learn from Kobe Bryant.
Well said.
Dude, wasn't that such a great clip? I think just the way he talked about right there at the end, wanting to become a girl dad. Even, he has a daughter that's 30 now. He has twin granddaughters. And just talking about wanting to be a girl dad. In that moment, I thought, how many people did Kobe Bryant change the thought process for? Guys that are dads. It's not to say they weren't good dads, but they could be a little bit better. They could be a little bit more proud. They could be a little bit more representative.
Yeah, I think Kobe, what he was able to do was show the dads out there that continually had girls as kids, and almost assured them to let them know that it was okay. Hey, I know you've been trying for a boy. There's a lot of dads out there. There's a lot of parents out there that have been like, God, let's keep trying. We can get that boy. We can get that boy. And Kobe says, it's okay. Be proud. Be proud to be a girl's dad. If that's what it is, if that's what the Lord hands you,
right,
be grateful for that.
So much good conversation in the chat, man. I'm so glad you guys can go back and forth with each other. Socratic Mind, this is interesting. I understand people react differently in a time of grieving. I found it interesting that MJ was more emotional than any of the people closely related to Kobe. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that's Jordan up there. He just hasn't really spoken in a public forum. The other people have. It's been, kind of like I was talking about with Shaq or whatever. Shaq didn't seem that emotional up there, but he's gotten it kind of, not to say you ever get it all out, but he did that. And I'm not, I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. But the reason I picked that comment out is interesting. MJ was just leaking, bro. Leaking up there.
Yes, he was.
And you brought it up to me. You're like, oh, dude, the crying Jordan meme. I didn't even think of that. But that's the world we live in. Yep. That's the world we live in. That's Twitter. That's everyone else. But I thought that was some hilarious sound. If you missed that from the press conference, this is how that piece sounded.
Now he's got me. I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next.
So good.
Everyone just instantly erupts. Dude, that's the biggest applause of the night. Or the day right there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I think everybody needed some laughs.
Everyone needed that, dude. Oh, I love
perfect timing.
Man.
I told my wife I wasn't going to do this because I didn't want to see that for the next 3 or 4 years. That is what Kobe Bryant does to me.
Oh, dude, right there, man.
I think a lot of
Michael
people just
Jordan.
had a tricky relationship with Kobe. You know, like even though him and MJ were friends, it's like a little competition. Maybe in the early days, like he was saying, there was some agitation, and he's trying to get the moves and all that. So I think that might have something to do with why people are so emotional. And just, you know, even Shaq, his relationship with Kobe, it was love, but there were some tricky things within the relationship.
Michael Jordan said it a lot, you know, back in the earlier days. You know, he said he'd get text messages at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning about moves and what we can do and about these moves. And he said, man, I was agitated, and I was like, God, why am I answering all these things? And it became love, you know, as time went on.
Kobe was just different, man.
And I think the vibe was always like, if you would have asked me or anybody else, I think if you would have been like, hey, do you think Kobe and Michael are pretty close? I think a lot of us would have said no, just because that competitor mentality, you know, that they both have. Like, Michael Jordan had the most intense competition mentality, I think, of all time, arguably in sports. Like, that will to win just willed him so far within his career. Sure, he had a lot of natural talent. There's no doubt about that. But that guy just couldn't fathom losing. He couldn't. And I think he was different. Yeah. And if you would ever ask me, like, you know, you think Kobe and Jordan get along? I'd be like, hell no, man. They're enemies, dog. They're the two most competitive people in the world. And there's no way I would have thought they would have ever gotten along, you know?
Well,
so it was cool
especially
to have
with
that insight.
Well, especially with the stories you hear about MJ and him being like Mr. kind of away from the game. Well, actually, I guess on the court, off the court, he's the max competitor. He doesn't seem like he's a guy that's going to show anyone to move or go break some shit down to give you any competitive advantage. And he doesn't sound like a guy that's going to mentor anyone.
Yeah.
He doesn't sound like he wants to be big brother to anyone. This is fool that is snapping necks and cashing checks.
Yeah.
He's going out there, he's performing at the highest level, and he's doing the same thing off the court. It's drinking, it's smoking cigars, it's heavy gambling, it's heavy golfing. We're talking about a guy. I mean, you hear stories about Jordan like, yo, shows up to Bulls practice. Phil, I got a 4 o'clock tea time. Yeah. Practice starts at 1:30, 2 o'clock. I'm going to be out of here. And Phil wasn't going to test him. Even if they needed to get more shit done. Yep, we're going to end it here early. Mike's got a 4 p.m. tea time. You know, you hear stories like that, and that's why I can't wait for that 30 for 30 to come out with the 6-part series with Jordan and the Bulls and all that shit.
That's June?
Yeah, June this summer.